Got this bard friend, philosopher too, I guess, amateur. He'd say, if you love somebody, set them free.
Miss Daphne and Sir Gareth shared a terrible and fearsome love for each other.
Gareth, my Gareth, he shall never return.
Happily ever after doesn't often happen in life.
I'll put it this way. You must be careful what you wish for, lest your wish be granted. For there are consequences.
Love is a powerful antidote. It can seal all wounds, break curses, and reunite souls lost. Truly a mysterious magic. In contrast, envy, jealousy, and love spurned or lost is the seedbed for many curses, in which potent magic roots. It may only take a few words to create a curse, said in anger or passion, but these words can lock a person indefinitely into a life of misery and heartbreak. The curses that we'll discuss today all have this common strand, or include these themes of which I've listed. There is Vivienne de Tambris, cursed to be as beautiful as the Orioles, gradually becoming bird-like in appearance. True love may break such a curse.
Mama loved to listen to the Orioles sing.
Secondly, there is the Knight's Tale. The maiden Daphne waits for her love, never to move from her vigil until his return.
Is his love for me gone? Did he stay true?
Her flesh now bark, her hair spindling branches, forever pained and suffering. It shows that fairy tales are just that. And finally there is the curse rooted in jealousy and reckless hate, the Toad Prince of the Oxenfurt sewers. Old Gid von Everic's heart of stone is to blame.
Wanted to be a frog. Became a frog.
All these have this common underpinning of love, whether they are resolved by love or caused by a love lost or found. There may be other curses from the Witcher series that have a similar theme. Comment below if you feel something may have been relevant here. I've grouped these together, however, for the time being. There are still entries to come in this cursed tale, so stay tuned and subscribe if you'd like to see them. Turning first to the most hopeful tale, and what better place for it to transpire than in the land of love and wine, Toussaint. Vivienne found herself troubled from an early age, the realization that she was not like girls of her age. She had a secret, a shameful one to her mind, a transformative curse that gradually altered her body. Feathers appeared, a beak, talons replaced fingers, and a screeching at times replaced her voice. This curse took effect before Vivienne had entered the world. Her parents foolishly wandered and idled where they shouldn't have.
When she was with child, expecting me, she and my father spent much time together near the wood, here in this clearing. Mama loved to listen to the Orioles sing. She would stroke her belly and say, "My daughter should be as beautiful as that bird. Such is my wish." But a creature dwelt in the wood who envied my parents their happiness. One day it appeared before them to say the whole wood belonged to it, and they had dared to delight in something that was not theirs. It demanded payment, and when my parents said that they had nothing, it claimed their unborn daughter as its own.
Vivienne would remain this way until Geralt of Rivia and the foolhardy, lustful knight Guillaume de Lanfort intervened. Whether this was wanted or not, Guillaume made his affection clear. His fanciful daydreams of Vivienne would spur him on in discovering what ailed his lady.
Oh, fair Vivienne, thou hast dove's eyes within thy locks. Thy lips are like a thread of scarlet.
Guillaume recruited the Witcher, in hopes he may win her heart.
A matter of prime urgency and import. I must speak to you.
Fine, I'll look into it. Gotta admit, piqued my curiosity.
Geralt had his suspicions, but did not expect what he found.
Claw marks, that's clear. Not sure what beast left them. Just that it's big. Jar of concealing ointment. Powerful magic at work here. Oriole feather. Vivienne keep a bird as a pet? No sign of it here, if so. Strange. Was sure I'd find her here. Vanished. Melted into thin air. That bird. She a Bruxa?
Vivienne was indeed afflicted by a unique curse. Geralt endeavoured to help Vivienne and spoke of various ways to lift the curse and break its spell. None of them assured or completely safe. Vivienne needed to be free. She could not live as the monster she saw herself becoming.
You're no monster.
Then what am I to your eyes?
The curse. It could be reversible. Could try transferring the curse onto someone else.
What? Out of the question. I shall not allow it to ruin an innocent's life. Is this the only method you know?
Only one that's completely safe.
Like most stories about Geralt, the Witcher seems to have extraordinary influence. Perhaps these exaggerations told by a certain bard. But if Geralt makes no mention of Vivienne's curse to Guillaume, love never blossoms, and a riskier approach is taken to lifting the curse.
Eggs fell on a moss patch. They're fine except for one. It's cracked.
Will it do?
Think so.
"7 years free of the fear that someone might spy me at the wrong moment? Of the stigma of being a freak, a monster? 7 years of a life both true and unfettered. Yes, Geralt. I'm certain I wish to do it."
You need to concentrate now. Repeat after me. Muna Gandrau. Muna Finerat.
Muna Gandrau. Muna Finerat. Muna Gandrau. Muna Finerat. Muna Gandrau. Muna Finerat.
It is successful, but not without the consequences of trading years. 7 years to experience life anew, now with a sense of purpose. Vivienne set out to explore the
I've
world.
toured the entire city already. Now I seek a ship to take me to the Skellige Isles.
Vivienne chose what suited her best. She's completely free now. And happy, I think.
Perhaps happier, but perhaps there is another way. If Geralt discusses his finding with Guillaume, then the knight bravely offers himself to transfer the curse, for he loves her, to his mind.
You told him!
I know a curse afflicts you, a curse which grows more severe by the day. The Witcher knows a way to lift the curse from you and let it rest on me. I wish to do this, to take it from you, Vivienne,
Why?
because I love you.
Vivienne is surprisingly receptive to this idea, and the pair make their way to the clearing. It is here where true love lifts a curse.
So, this is my true form. It is not too late. You may still change your mind.
Shut your eyes, both of you, and don't move.
Guillaume,
Yes, my love.
if you become as I am now, I wish you to know I shall not leave you.
Picture yourselves reflected in a pool of water. Focus on that. Now, open your eyes. Damn. Think it might have worked.
The pair can live together happily ever after. An unusual result for Geralt.
Now you get to live together, happily ever after. Still, watch yourselves carefully. Notice any troubling symptoms, find me.
Naturally.
Comparably, the tale of Sir Gareth and Daphne is one of a fairy tale love.
Swear I hear sobs in the rustling leaves.
But love is not without its failing. Sometimes things can grow cold and cursed. Jacob the lumberjack stumbled upon a familiar sight. A weeping tree, shapely like a woman, which bled at the strike of his axe. Intriguing for any passing witcher.
Got me curious, gotta admit. You really think the old tales are true?
Taking the weepy, are you? Do you think me bore me?
No, it's just these are dark, grim times. No room for knights pure of heart or happily ever afters. So I don't often run into folk like you.
Yes, true, the times are crud pie. But I see this as all the more reason to remember the tales. Miss Daphne and Sir Gareth shared a terrible and fearsome love for each other. Yet to prove himself worthy of her hand, Gareth was to face the Witch of Link's Crag. Before Sir Gareth set off for the hill, Miss Daphne gave him her kerchief, a token of her favor.
Let me guess, he never returned.
He did not. She stood here, day upon day, night upon night, trying to spy him.
The tales did indeed seem true, and Geralt investigated. Set out to find the Witch of Link's Crag and the missing knight Sir Gareth. The witch can be helpful, or can be wholly unhelpful. That was down to Geralt as he faced a fork in the road.
A wall of spell enhancements, or trophies. Silk kerchief, monogrammed DF. Could use it to break the curse if it's Daphne's.
You do not aim to lift the curse from the tree, girl, do you?
What if I do?
Then you had best know you waste your time. The old tales? Did your nan not tell them to you? Even I, the Witch of Link's Crag, would be hard-pressed to overcome the power of love and longing.
If Geralt emulates the knight and respects the witch, she will aid him.
I beseech you to help me. Lift the curse that imprisoned Daphne in the tree.
None. Not even I can restore to the lass the years she has lost, can erase the suffering she has endured. We cannot bring her back to life, but I shall tell you how you might let her depart in peace.
Leading him down below to the bones of Sir Gareth. Needed to lift the curse properly.
A knight's plate armor and some bones. Gareth's remains. These them. Wonder why the armor came apart. Magic?
The curses cannot be forcibly lifted. This can cause grave consequences.
Run! My fault. Went about lifting the curse the wrong way. More like tore than freed her from her prison. Shock was too much.
The witch had given her word not to interfere, and Geralt returned to Jacob with everything in hand.
I can lift the curse, free her, by performing a ritual, making a sacrifice of her kerchief and Gareth's remains. But we gotta start at the right time. When the hour comes, I'll light 4 fires for the 4 winds, then begin the ritual. Hear me, you who hide beneath this bark. The day of your freedom has come. Behold a kerchief, proof of your love for another. Behold, a bone of he to whom you offered your love.
Gareth, my Gareth, he shall never return.
No, he won't.
Is his love for me gone? Did he stay true?
You ever make it here?
Sir Gareth. Yes. He came to sway me, but had a quick change of heart. To be precise, it came after the first night we spent together. He stayed a fair while. Then his conscience got the better of him, and he resolved to return to his beloved.
Might have resolved to, but never made it.
A tragic fate befell him along the way.
You have anything to do with this turn of fate? Gareth broke his vow, failed to stay faithful.
Man is built of mud and filth, milady, and is like to blunder, we all are.
How cruel is the world to render conferring one's love so hard.
But What would the world be without love?
So Gareth was unfaithful. It is best to be honest with the dead. It was perhaps not true love that Daphne had stood silently for all these years.
I did not think it would end this way. I hoped we could revive her, but I guess it was not to be.
Happily ever after doesn't often happen in life, sadly.
With curses, if a witcher or another is to blunder their way through, then unforeseen consequences can arise. If Geralt is forceful with the witch, then she sets her own curses in motion.
Refuse to help me, and I'll make you regret it. And force you to.
Do you know what really makes my blood boil? Bluster, threats, especially beneath my own roof.
Wouldn't need to use either if you'd cooperate.
How would I do that, given you will soon be dead?
In Geralt's haste, he had sparked the witch's ire, tricked him into thinking she would set Daphne free. And she did, but not in the way expected.
You have bested me. Tradition ordains I must grant you 3 wishes, it seems.
Why should I trust you?
A word once given, I always keep.
Damn it, where the hell's Jacob? Wouldn't abandon the tree of his own free will. Need to find him. Morhold, where's your map? Damn it. Should check on Jacob.
A reminder that curses can be tricky, and forces seek to sway the outcome. Love is not simply enough, and without the proper ritual, an attempt will fail. A cunning witcher looks at all possibilities.
Damn it. Witch freed the ghost from the tree, as promised. Failed to add the spectre to be insane, full of pain and rage. Possessed the first living creature it ran into. The dog. Dog then killed Jacob. Farewell, chivalrous woodsman. Sorry it ended this way. Life's rarely like a fairy tale. Still, folk have gotta have faith. Believe in something.
Finally, we turn to the tale of the Cursed Prince, a great toad creature that lumbers through the Oxenfurt sewers. The toad was not always this way. He was a man, a prince, and a fairy prince from a far-off land. The story of a princely frog awaiting a kiss is an alluring one to women seeking love. Though they would not find that here. They would only find a slime-covered end in the dark of the sewers. Nests of rats and drowners alike. How this fairy prince came to be such a monster. Look no further than Olgierd von Everec.
Wanted to be a frog. Became a frog.
Intentional or otherwise, Olgierd transformed the prince into this great beast. He did so out of spite, or of jealousy perhaps.
Keep wondering how you turned the Ophiri into a beast. More I think about it, more I'm sure it was no run-of-the-mill curse.
He fell for a lass. As it happened, this woman was already important to me. But at the time, I was now compared to a noble from a foreign land. So her parents promised her hand to the Ophiri, though she loved me. If you'd only seen his feeble attempts at charm. When she asked why he travelled disguised as a common merchant, he said he was like the frog from the fairy tale. One kiss from her, and he turned into a prince.
For Iris, Olgierd's love caught the eye of the visiting prince. Her parents had offered her hand in marriage. This was perhaps the first of many failures of Olgierd in his treatment of Iris. Scenes from a marriage and the story of Iris and Olgierd perhaps deserves a video of its own. But for now we will remain in the realm of curses, and not those caused by a certain someone. Without this knowledge, Geralt had been contracted to slay the monster in the sewer, and so he went about it as any witcher would. He was lied to, of course, and would find himself in deep water with the Ophiris, for seemingly slaying an heir to the throne.
Body's basically intact, just half covered in slime. Hope the wretch didn't suffer. 30 or so. Strange, no visible wounds. Died of exhaustion trying to escape. Decaying corpses, slime everywhere, and that stench. This has to be the lair. Need to lure the beast.
How? We don't even know what kind of monster it is.
But we do know it likes a blend of blood and liquor. Just so happens I've got some alcohol on me.
And so, curses can be lifted by love or caused by love. It depends how you perceive it. The tales of Vivienne or the Toad Prince and Daphne and Sir Gareth are those that stood out to me as being connected by these themes. If you can think of more, please comment below. I'd love to hear what you think about curses and curse ones. I'm sure there's much that I've missed. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more like this. It will be much appreciated, as a lot of time and work goes into these videos. Thank you and good luck on the path. I'll leave you with another clue as to the upcoming video.
You have not forgotten. You've returned for me. Kiss me.
I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?